Kasar and welcome back to All About UX Writing. Many content writers, digital marketing professionals, and aspiring UX writers have been reaching out to me to know how I got into UX writing. So I thought I'll share my career journey with you all. So let's get started on the roller coaster ride. I would like to start with taking you to my childhood. So, I'm born and brought up in a family where everyone loves reading books. So, obviously, I developed a habit of reading books and I had liking towards them. So, books have always been my best friends. So, I used to read everything like newspaper articles, magazines, all sorts of novels, and yeah, Reader's Digest was my favorite one. So, why I'm telling you this is because habit of reading books helped me refine my language and built my vocabulary. From my high school days, I started writing articles for newspapers on whatever I used to observe around me, may it be education system, human ethics, women empowerment, etc. I was also a news anchor for a while, which I used to do as a part-time job when I was studying. While exploring myself, I realized I'm a people person, as in, I like to interact with people, I like to know them, observe them, empathize with them. And that's why I chose to do MBA in HR. So, after completing my MBA, I worked as an HR professional for a couple of years. And when I was working as an HR manager in an IT company, my life took a twisting turn. We were hiring a content writer and it was an urgent hiring position, but we couldn't find a good content writer then. So because it was a startup, you get to play multiple roles. So I offered them that I will write the content for the landing page of the website. We can publish it and we can improvise it later when we find a good content writer. So then I wrote the copy, we published it, and one day my digital marketing manager came to me and he said, Supriya, you have really done a good job. And that's when I realized I can write digital content as well. I found it very fascinating and I found that field very creative and challenging as well. So that's when I decided I will know more about content writing. I started reading about content writing, what content writers do, what are their roles and responsibilities. I read a lot of blogs, articles, newsletters, and everything about content writing. And I found it so challenging and creative that I decided to be a full-time content writer. People around me were like, Supriya, you're not taking a right decision. You wrote content for one landing page doesn't mean that you can be a good content writer. So there were many such demotivating and discouraging lines that people threw at me. But I knew what I was doing and I believed in myself. So I decided I will switch my career from HR to content writing. I started writing blogs and articles. I self-taught myself about the SEO techniques, digital marketing techniques, and everything around content writing. This continuous learning helped me to grab my first job as a content writer. And since then, no looking back. I worked in different domains like healthcare, publishing industry, and e-commerce. And I also learned technical writing. So I took up a few projects as a technical writer. This was because I didn't want to limit myself as a writer. I didn't want to be a writer who can write only specific kind of writing, like only blogs, articles, newsletters, emailers, but who also know technical writing, SEO writing, digital marketing and all. So I always wanted to be a full stack writer. When I was working with a publication company, I got an opportunity to write content for their in-house product, which was for their employees. And it was a very interesting experience because it was UX writing, but back then I didn't know that it was UX writing. We just called it product content. Later, I joined a design studio where I worked closely with UX designers, and there I was officially introduced to the UX. And the UX world fascinated me. It was like a fresh breeze on my content writing journey. and I was all excited to learn this new skill. I started reading more about UX design, UX strategies, and the design principles, and I found it very interesting. And there we used to follow the design thinking process, and I just thoroughly enjoyed design thinking. There I used to write both the things like product copy and also blogs and articles. So I was a content strategist wherein I used to strategize the content for marketing as well as for the product. That was an interesting experience, but back then I thought to myself that now it's time to take my career to the next level. And so I decided from now onwards I will only focus on UX writing, and one day I will be an expert in this field. Back then there were no UX writing courses available like today, not at least that I knew. So I really worked hard to teach myself the UX writing. I started reading more and more about UX design, UX writing, UX strategies, and everything about UX writing. I attended UX workshops, webinars, seminars, and all. And that helped me to grow as a UX writer. I also used to redesign the content of the applications, whichever I used to use, so that I will be in practice of writing the product copy. I will know how to find out the flaws in the product content and how to improvise it. So this is how I tried to make myself as a UX writer. And then one fine day, I got an opportunity to be interviewed for the position of UX writer in a large organization. I won't say I was ready back then, but I had to start somewhere, right? So I just created my portfolio, prepared myself for the interview, wore my confidence, and just went for it. And I cracked that interview. And my journey as a UX writer started from there. And then there was no looking back. I worked with different industries from fintech to wellness to design ops. I also offered my services as a UX consultant to a few organizations. And on this journey, I not only taught myself UX writing, but also educated my team members about what is UX writing, what is UX writer's role, what is the impact of UX writing on the business and the product, and why you need a UX writer, what is the right UX writing process, etc. I'm sharing my story with all of you because I want to just remind you one thing, that if you want to achieve something, you can. There are resources out there. You just need to use them wisely. And most importantly, to achieve something or to reach your destination, you need to start somewhere. You need to take that first step of self-learning. Just believe in yourself and walk on the road with confidence. And remember, continuous learning is the key. Only your knowledge, skills, and expertise will take you to your dream destination. So collect as much knowledge as you can along the road. If you reached here, you're really serious to be a UX writer. Good luck to you. Thank you for joining me today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button. And oh, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, do it now. Till next time, bye-bye. Happy writing.